If you're tired of dealing with the same old trips, meaning that if you're tired of having less bookings during the fall season, you're trying to get to 90% bookings, then you need to watch this video. Stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. Welcome to my channel, Car Share Genius. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. This is where we're going to explain everything. I'm going to give you the deep knowledge of what I'm doing to have a leading close to 6 figures with my Car Share Genius project. This is where we talk about the whole thing with Turo, how to maximize your earnings, how to get through with your customers, how to have customers work for you, how to work remotely no matter where you at. I'm living right now in Bahrain, but I'm taking a vacation in Thailand. And I'm telling you guys, this is possible. So I'm gonna get right to it. So I'm gonna get my whiteboard here and we're gonna talk about why it might be the reason why you're not doing your whole sales with your trips or whatnot. So this is what we're gonna do. We're going to use the whiteboard and we're going to write some of these things down. We're going to list some of the problems that you may have. These are 3 main problems that I've seen that happened to me initially and how I overcame them. Okay, the first problem that you have is photos. With photos, it's very important to understand that you need to know exactly how your photos need to be taken. And you need a good camera. You don't need anyone that can sit here and tell you that, hey, you need to get a professional photographer. You don't. Just use your camera phone. They need to be taken during daylight. Most importantly, you just don't take this for a bunch of cars. I've seen it where people just take pictures of the vehicle out in the parking lot. That's not good enough. I recommend if you're near an area where people have sporting events at the stadium, like we have the Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte. You have the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Baseball field. If you don't have a stadium for a professional team, you can do it. If you live by the beach, you can take it at the beachfront. If you live near the mountains, trying to get the mountains in the background with your picture, you want to have that view of only the car. You don't want people to try to figure out what I'm looking at. You want to make sure you got a good location when it comes to making sure that they're looking at what you're looking at. You can't sit here and say, well, I don't feel like doing it, because if you don't feel like doing it, then that's why you're probably not getting those bookings that are consistent. All my photos, you can go to any of my cars, you can see that these photos are isolated. Another thing that I've seen people do too is try to use stock photos. Do not use stock photos. Reason being, Turo would tell you not to do that. The second reason behind that is that you're cheating the customer. Take the photo as what you got going on right now with this vehicle. If you got a vehicle from a stock photo and they look at it, and then when they are at the end of the day going to rent your car, and they say, well, that's not in the car. That's not in the car. I think it's supposed to have Bluetooth. I saw Bluetooth in the photo. Or I thought it had Apple Play and stuff like that, or whatever it may be, a sunroof. Oh no, that was a stock photo. That's false advertisement. So you got to get out of that, guys. Let's talk about the second thing. The second thing is your description. When you are describing your vehicle, just take from what you got from the Kelley Blue Book on what they list your vehicle as. So you want to go to Kelley Blue Book, because you may not know it by heart. You may not keep that piece of paper that comes on the vehicle and shows all the features. Take what you got. It will tell you what your VIN has and all the features in that vehicle. Take that, go to Chat GPT and tell it exactly what you want to do. Hey, I'm listing the vehicle on Turo to attract more customers to buy it. I want more people to put eyes on this vehicle based off the description. Give me a highly optimized description with a human inflection for people to buy it, or not buy it, but to rent it out. Say, I want to rent this vehicle. I want to rent it out. You do that, you will be able to actually get people to start looking more at your vehicles. That's what I did. I messed up initially just typing in stuff. Hey, this is a description. You gotta paint the picture. Imagine you going to the store and you was buying, I don't know, a cell phone. Yeah, you can get it online and they describe it to you, but let's say you walked in the store. As a salesperson, they're gonna list everything that this phone can do for you. So the phone that you're looking for, hey, I need a phone that can give me good internet, high battery power, blah blah. They can break everything down. That's the same way you got to imagine yourself, your avatar, being your description, saying, hey, welcome to my store. This is what we have. These are the things that we offer. Once you do that, you're not making it feel like guesswork. Hey, does this vehicle have that? It has this and that. You can basically say different things in your description too. How close are you to the airport? That's a good question because people are flying in, like Charlotte Douglas Airport. People flying in, they trying to figure out, okay, how far is it from the airport? Other questions is like, what attractions are in the area? So some people might be like, hey, I want to go to the Carolinas, for example. What is there to do? Start giving a breakdown of different things. You can even do breakdowns to university. So if people want to go to graduations, things like that, how close is it to the South Carolina border? How close is it to Myrtle Beach? All these things come into play when people are looking at the description. You want to make it where people don't have to be looking online. You want to keep them on your page as long as possible. Make sure you do that. So you want to make sure that page is up to date with information, important information. Okay, the final thing I'm going to tell you about, I might give you a bonus if you stay long enough. Number three is very important to me. I think it should be important to you. You should be able to have clear guidance when people are looking at the vehicle, meaning that how much it's going to be. Some people put vague numbers in their listing of their vehicles when they rent them out. So, what does that mean, Luke? You should be monitoring your calendar. I know they have dynamic pricing, and dynamic pricing is nice, but you got to put the human element because that's a computer. And you don't know exactly what that computer is putting in details. It might just go against the whole market, for example. Hey, we're in the Charlotte area and we're looking at all the other vehicles and pricing them close to the same average. There's been many times where I priced much higher than what dynamic pricing had and played it right. The one thing I would tell you that you should use is TURREX. There's going to be a link down in the description below. You definitely want to check out TURREX. This is what I use to look at my competitors to see how much they're renting their vehicles out. It gives me basically an Excel version of everything, like how long is this vehicle being rented out? Are they an all-star host? Are they a power host? What's their ratings? What's their URL? And I can start looking at, I'm not saying copying them, but looking at what they're doing to make them more successful than I am, and then follow the leader, meaning that, okay, I need to be doing something in a similar fashion so I can get some of those people to look at my vehicle. You have to think that way. So when you're doing this dynamic pricing, play with it. Don't hit accept. Play with it. See if it makes sense or not. What I typically do is to rent the car out on the weekends because people do fly into Charlotte a lot on weekends. There's not been a time where all my vehicles sat and did nothing on the weekend unless there was some type of repairs and maintenance that needed to be done. That's where you set the price higher because a lot of people like to go out, like people want to go visit. This is the holiday seasons. So you definitely want to go ahead and make that happen. The next thing that you also want to do is look at your slow periods. Slow periods will require you to drop that price down. So I'm not sitting there saying you need to drop $20 down, but you got to be realistic. That's what the TURREX looks at. When you're looking at everything, you're looking at, hey, what is my competition pricing their vehicle for on the weekdays? Maybe I go $2 down below them because if people are on Turo, guests are on Turo, they're probably more likely on a budget. That's why they're not dealing with Enterprise, they're not dealing with Hertz, they're not dealing with Alamo, budget. They're not dealing with none of this because they're trying to charge extra fees. With Turo's, like, we get straight to the point. So if people on a budget, they're gonna look at what your price is. They're gonna gravitate first to look at what's that price, then look at the vehicle, look at the description. It makes sense. If you're beating your competitor and everything, and there's a couple of dollars to stand between you and beating him out, he or she, go ahead and do that. But be smart with it. I'm not saying discount everything, you lose money. The whole thing is to get your vehicle on the road, being booked nearly 90% of the time each month. And that's what I'm doing. I'm being straight with you on that. It's been a few days that the vehicle has not been rented out. Like right now, we have one vehicle that's currently down. And we talked about that earlier about the vehicle not being able to get out because of its repairs. But it happens. So if you manage to stay long enough for this video, you made it to the end, I'm gonna give you one more, guys. One more. This is number 4. Offering amenities. What does that mean? You know, we're offering items in the vehicle. This is what I've done. I place thank you cards. Get thank you cards on Amazon. Pack of 50. Put it in there, a thank you card. And when you put that thank you card in there, you can put a bottle of water, you can put some Clorox. I try to stay away from food. I mean, water's the limit. Anything, sanitizers, anything like that make the car feel like this is going on a flight. Just like if you go to Delta, they give you wipes, they might give you something to clean your hands. You know, they're gonna have brochures, they're gonna offer some snacks real quick. The same thing should apply for your vehicle because it gives a look. Now, they don't see that in the pictures, but the thing is, if you want to have repeated customers, that's the best customers you ever need to have. It's a lot easier to get repeat customers than it is to draw new customers with any business. New customers, you got to do extra things. You got to do the whole thing. You're going to have to cut some discounts. But when you get new customers that become returning customers, these customers are coming back and they're telling people, they're telling friends, they're coming back and they want to get discounts, right? And your discount can be that whole rate me where it's like 5, 10, 15%. You can do that. And you could tell them if you bring people to me, they will get the same thing. And they will tell family and friends. And that's where you want them to work for you. That's what I've done to get people to work for me. And they don't even know. They just know they want to get a discount. And then they want their family to be put on. And you can have your car be rented out, or your truck or whatever it may be rented out on a consistent basis where you're not figuring out the guesswork. The only thing you're going to be figuring out is, okay, where do I take a break at so I can do maintenance? So that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. When your car stay rented out, you're making money. You're making a lot of money. And also, you ain't have to sit here and worry about car washes or whatnot. This car is going to be taken care of. So, guys, I hope that this helps you out. I do have a course that can show you how to do this. It's called Car Share Genius. And I also have a book starting out on Turo if you're new. Car Share Genius basically lays out the whole foundation of what I've done A to Z to get my business going in the right direction, where I made close to 6 figures with this system working remotely. I don't have to be at home. I could be overseas, and that's the best thing. And you can have this offer too. The link is going to be down below, and you can check it out. Starting off with Turo, this is the book. If you say, hey, I need something quick, this is your quick starter guide on the very basic foundations on how to get started out on Turo. Literally, you know exactly what I've done. Now, this is a guidebook to get you in the right direction, in the right mindset. I have pictures, diagrams, I have all those things to show you what I seen when I started out, so you don't have to figure out the guesswork. Again, the link is going to be down below, guys. Again, I hope that you enjoy what we have. This is a short video. I wanted to get it out. I know that a lot of folks been asking about how I do this and do that. I want to make sure that you're winning. Again, my name is Mr. Luke M. Brooks. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on all my other platforms down below, guys. Check out this other video that I have that's related to Turo. Again, I'll see you next time, and stay grinding. Take care.